What's up, everyone? The baseball world never slows down, and neither do we. We've got it covered all right here on Touching All Bases. I'm your host, Maura Kane, as usual, with my amazing panel, Kaden, Riley, Drew, Katie, and Jackson. First up today, we have our 3 to see. Gerrit Cole is out for the season following Tommy John surgery, right? Yeah. What does this mean for the Yankees rotation, and is this the beginning of the end for Cole?
It's getting bad out here. I mean, it's getting real bad. We have.
Yeah. We'll let you talk.
I said a lot last episode about Lewis Hill because we talked about him more. Now we have Lewis Hill out. We have Gerrit Cole out.
Is it Lewis or Luis?
I think it's.
Lewis.
He's the Yankee fan.
Is it Hill or Heel?
Lewis?
Hill.
It's Heel.
Hill. Yeah, Lewis
first.
Hill.
I think it's Lewis.
Yeah,
I think it's
okay.
Lewis.
Luis Hill. And Tommy Conley, Scott Efros. We have all those guys out, and it's just not. It's not looking good. I don't want Stroman and Carlos Carrasco in the rotation.
Stroman's their
And
number
Max
3.
Dude, did you guys see the Stroman post of him on TikTok? Just
I
posing
showed
up
you
like
it,
this?
and his head was all tattooed like you're not.
And he was
him.
showing it like
He's
this.
yeah,
He was like,
he's
ow,
Oh
ow.
my gosh.
Like,
Like,
he's
dude.
just, but that's your number 3. That's your number 3 starter. So I don't know why you're hating.
No, he's
Oh.
not.
Yes,
Carlos
he
Carrasco
is.
No,
above
he
him.
definitely-
Name your rotation: Fried, Rodon,
Fried, Rodon,
Schmidt.
Clark Schmidt,
Stroman.
Stroman.
Number 4. We're going number 4. Wow.
Carrasco definitely does make the rotation.
Rookie.
I think we have to make a starting pitching signing before
Hey, I
Y'all
mean,
need to.
we
Yeah.
conclude.
Who else is left? Is there any
Sandy
starting
Alcantara.
oh,
is,
I saw what's
Y'all
his
can pick
face?
him up.
Liam Hendricks.
Oh.
No, not Liam. Not Liam
No,
Hendricks.
not Liam.
Forget it.
Kyle.
He's trash.
Some pitcher.
He's
Yes,
awful
some
though.
pitcher.
But the Cubs are looking at him, so not Yankees.
Oh, okay.
Good.
Well,
But
maybe the Yankees will get in on it.
as bad as the Yankees rotation is now, can't be worse than the Mets.
Oh my God.
It's not worse than the Mets. So that's
This is like-
all you gotta look at.
Somehow with 2 guys down, the Mets are still the worst rotation in New York, so that's kind of sad.
2 is compliment. We
Really,
have, we have
yeah,
a lot of
it's
guys
just-
down.
it's-
Yeah, 14, 15,
I
17.
mean, we could talk about Stanton all day. We could talk about a lot of people all day.
Hey, I mean, good for Max Fried. He's an ace once again in New York.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not for long, I hope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would not frame his downfall.
I'm not.
What do y'all think? Do we think that Gerrit Cole is gonna, come back from this, or is this?
I don't think he's gonna be. I think. I mean, what is he?
No, he's not
He's
done.
32.
No, he's not done.
I think.
32.
He definitely won't be the same.
I don't think he'll be the same, but I definitely think he'll be pitching for a major league team again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
He'll stay with the
I don't
Yankees.
think he's
He'll
done
stay
as
with
a
the
Yankee.
Yankees.
Not done as a Yankee. How much longer is his contract?
I think it's like 2 or 3.
Well, then, yeah,
I'm
he's definitely not done as a Yankee because Tommy John will take like a year.
Yeah,
So,
year and a half
yeah.
for him.
For him.
Yeah, it was like
What did they
released.
say?
It's gonna be
Oh wow.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Yeah.
kind of a long. I feel like.
Yeah,
That's long, just like 1 year.
It's the middle of the 2025 season. He's expected to come back.
Yeah, so a year and a half. Wow.
Ouch.
Yeah, he won't be the same in my opinion.
No, I don't think so because he'll have aged so much by then too,
Yeah.
and also
For
be
sure.
injured.
He'll still probably be better than what they got right now, so.
Yeah.
Rough.
Well, Mara, what's our next point?
Next up, we have Dodgers and Cubs take their rivalry to Tokyo. What are our thoughts?
I am so excited for this. I think it'll be a fun game, just especially since it's in Tokyo, and obviously the Dodgers have a lot of players from Japan. So I think that would just be so cool. And I just love that the MLB is starting to have games in like other countries and just trying to start globalizing baseball more.
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, I all I'm gonna say is I agree. I think it's like all the other sports do it, and I'm glad baseball's really getting into it.
I don't think, I mean, like, obviously it's the Dodgers, and we all know what they've done and what they're coming off of, but I don't think it's going to be as, like, I'm assuming people are thinking blowout because it's the Cubs, but, I've been high on the Cubs.
I have faith.
Didn't they already?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what
I
I'm
think
into.
we're all collectively
Yes,
high on the
that's what I've
Cubs.
been. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Like, I'm high on the Cubs. Like, I think this is going to be a good series. They have Suzuki and Imanaga, who aren't going to go down easy with them playing in their home country.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, Yamamoto, I'm not that high on him. I mean, he'll probably do good. And then Sasaki will probably make his debut
Probably.
in that series.
They're probably going to make them all 3.
Yeah, and then Ohtani, I mean, he'll do what he does, but I think the Dodgers do ultimately win the series, maybe both games, but it won't be as
Is it just a 2-game
crazy.
series?
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
Tuesday, Wednesday, but it won't be crazy blowouts. It'll
I
be,
think the Dodgers will definitely take one,
I'm hoping that it goes 1-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Dodgers take both.
Kaden, what do you have to say?
I wanted to see if I could go the first 5 minutes without talking on the show, and we just hit 5 minutes. So personally,
Wow.
so Ichiro Suzuki's final season, I was in 8th grade, and they played in Japan for the first game of that season. It was at 4 a.m. and I woke up to watch that game. That was my peak of like loving baseball and stuff. And so I love when they do international games like that. I love when they bring fan bases in and other cultures in like that and stuff. It's always a lot of fun. So yeah, I like what they're doing.
I was taking a screenshot to bring up something later, and I don't know if the mic just caught that, but
It might have.
oops. The other day in class, wait, this is off topic, but I was trying to like take a photo of something on my computer, and I was like thought that it was muted,
Oh, that's the worst.
or I thought that it wasn't muted, so I went to mute it, but I unmuted it, and then like a big like push went off in class at full volume.
Same with like sending text messages on here, and it's like the boom.
So embarrassing.
I'll do-
So embarrassing.
I'll pull up Solitaire with the volume on so much, people think it's a bit and I'm overdoing it. And I'm like, I'm genuinely just mad. They're like, dude, it was funny the first time, just stop. And I'm like, I'm always doing this on accident. Like I never remember to mute.
I do the VHLs in Spanish, and I have them like all the way up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're the worst.
Well, before we get
like
way too off topic, do we have anything else to say about Dodgers Cubs?
Yeah, I'll just say that for the Dodgers, if this series does not go well, the spring training woes could be turned to actual concern for them. Secondly, for the Cubs, please. I mean, if they really win that series and they dominate the Dodgers, that offseason paid off. And that's kind of what this first series is going to be, because they're going against the reigning World Series champions. The Cubs made a lot of offseason momentum to get a good team that they want in place to win a title. So if they can beat the previous winner, I think that's a pretty good thing, especially in Japan for them. And then Japan, it's just really cool. I mean, international games are always awesome no matter what sport it is. I mean, football has gone to Brazil, Germany. Baseball has gone to Japan. I mean, we need more games in somewhere. I want a game in Europe, though. I want a game in, like, England or something, because I feel like that'd be cool.
They don't care about baseball as much as
Right.
Japan. Japan
Yeah.
loves
Yeah.
baseball.
Yeah, England's
Yeah.
like soccer, so
Yeah.
I know. I think, honestly, I feel like most regions baseball is relatively prominent in, except for like Europe. Like in
Yeah.
Asia, it's very prominent, or at least like Japan,
huge in
China,
Asia, yeah.
and then obviously in all of like South America,
Yeah.
it's pretty big.
Huge in South America.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I like about it, though. If they go play a game in Europe or something, or do like a series, like what attraction?
Yeah, make
Right.
it get the ball rolling for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's a good point.
I think Kyle Tucker is also going to look to prove himself in this series.
Yeah.
So you can't count him out
Kyle
as well.
Tucker.
Look at Katie.
Oh my gosh! I saw that Kyle Tucker is rumored to be signing an 11-year extension with them. 300
He's not young.
No!
He's not young.
Like it's like look it up and like it's a
How old is Kyle
whole
Tucker?
look it up. It's a whole
don't know
thing.
that.
They're like
30,
26.
I think he was like 30.
Well, he only debuted in like 19.
He's like 27 or something.
Oh, okay, that's still.
He's like 26, 27.
That's still.
But
28.
28.
Yeah. So
But,
39.
Till he's
that's
39.
pretty
I
average.
Yeah, that's not bad.
rumored 11 years, 336 million.
He's not worth that.
Only?
I feel like he's worth it.
You don't think he's worth that?
For 11 years? I don't like those 11-year deals.
How much-
I don't
what's
understand
that?
those.
I mean,
I think-
Giancarlo
I feel
Stanton's
like
still
he's-
DH.
I think
killing
the length of that deal is crazy, but he's
Killing
definitely
it.
worth a lot more per year.
Killing his elbows.
I mean, I think they just like put it out. I think
That's
it's like
30 billion a year.
he's ranked like the 10th.
That's kind of a lot.
Yeah.
Don't turn
I
around.
feel like that's
not
worth
with,
it.
Not with some of the deals getting signed recently.
I don't know what that was for.
Killing his elbows.
I feel like some of just
He went, hey, and held it.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think some of the deals that are getting like signed recently, I think he could get more than that. Do I think he's worth that? Yes, but I think with the way the market is, I think he could get a lot more than that. Like I think
That's a
Juan
good point.
Soto's deal was
Yeah.
insane. I do not think Juan Soto was worth that. But like he got that deal, so I think Kyle Tucker could get a bigger deal.
I mean, hey, he was their big free agent signing, so if they want to pay him big, pay him big. If he's worth it, which I think he is. I think the early. I think the early
like
years
the 10th
he was.
best hitter in the MLB.
Bro, he's
Put some respect on Kyle Tucker.
he's predicted third in the MVP rankings from MLB this year.
That's a
That's
little
stupid,
absurd.
but like
That's a little
no.
absurd.
That
but-
is not absurd.
That
I
is
think
stupid.
he is a great defender. He has a very strong at bat. I mean, I think I honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised if he's a sneaky MVP
No.
candidate.
I kind of like what
He's a dark
Riley
horse
said about
for
that,
sure.
though.
Yeah,
He's not
I
third,
think he
though.
is.
Third is
I mean,
crazy.
okay, we should save this conversation for
What
all
did you
about
like?
MVPs.
Yeah, I kind of like what she said about it being like people not liking that him getting like third in MVP voting. If he wants to do good, if he wants to make people think he can be, like he needs to do great in the Dodger series. So I do kind of like
Oh,
that.
yeah,
Makes a
yeah.
lot of
If
sense,
he
yeah.
makes people believe differently, why not?
Kyle Tucker is a great player. He was also just ranked the 5th most underrated player in baseball
He is underrated.
He is underrated.
and 10th best hitter. So
That's fair. He is.
pretty good.
He's not
pretty
like
good.
flashy, but he's very good. I think
He's
that's
very
usually makes
good.
underrated players.
He's like
It's just 'cause,
Freddie Freeman.
when he
vibes.
like was started,
Yeah.
there was like so many stars on the Astros for a while that I think he got kind of like
Yeah, he got overshadowed.
yeah, he got overshadowed by like Alvarez, Altuve, Bregman, and Tucker was there
our
playing
pitcher?
very
Greg
well.
White.
And
Yeah.
just
Anyway,
didn't get
Maura,
enough love for it.
what do we got next,
Greg
Maura?
Maddux, he's underrated.
Last for our 3 to see, we have Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s 15-year, $600 million deal with the Blue Jays collapsed. What do we think?
I'm so surprised. No, he said we weren't going to do this. Like he said, I'm not going to sign an extension. Like they asked him, are y'all close on a deal? And he said no. Like verbatim, he said no. And then it was quiet, and then they asked another question. Like that was it and stuff. And so yeah, I see the Blue Jays leaking it because obviously when the fan base is going to be like, why aren't the Blue Jays offering our guys so much money when we're going after all these other guys? So it makes sense for the Blue Jays to be like, hey, we 15 years, $600 million is what we gave them. Low key, I kind of respect him for declining it though. I think he's talking about an underrated player. I mean, how many 320 hitters are also like great home run hitters too in baseball? There's like three guys like
Not
that.
really, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
but-
special. Like I think he's like. He's in the tier. I think he's in the either Ohtani's tier 1, and he's the only one in tier 1, or Guerrero's in that first tier of MLB players. I think
Guerrero's
he's a tier 1
two,
baseball
at
player.
best.
So where
Well,
does
okay, so the thing is with
I put him
Vladdy,
5th in my top 5 players last couple weeks ago.
Vladdy, yeah, he's a good hitter, bats 320 with 40 home runs, but like hitting is the only thing he does. Like Juan Soto got that money, but he can hit, he can run bases, he doesn't play defense, but that's besides the point. But Vladdy only hits, he can't run bases because he's big.
He's Vladdy.
He
Fat.
so he doesn't run
Fatty.
bases. He plays first base, which is the least offensive,
athletic position.
athletic
That one
defensive position. So like, I mentioned that Juan Soto is going to become a DH in a few years. Vladdy's soon, like before him. He's becoming a DH before Soto. So, $600 million for that, and for 15 years also for him and his style of play, it wouldn't look good.
Yeah, I feel like for this one, Vladdy is a phenomenal player. He does a great job for the Blue Jays. He recently, of course, had a 320 batting average. He's tired of being in Toronto because they've been wasting his prime years of his life because they haven't gotten nowhere. And if you want to win something, he's going to go somewhere where he can win. Obviously, he's been linked with the Yankees and probably several other big teams. But
It'll
I
be
mean, clearly he
Yankees,
won't.
Mets, Phillies, Braves.
Yeah, pretty much the big.
Braves.
Pretty much the Brave. The
That's
big
true.
three.
I'm just all the big spinning.
Braves.
Yeah, he wants to go to a contender, so he's going to go to someone like the Yankees. You know, probably not the Dodgers because they got Freddie. So he's probably going to go to one of the New York teams once Alonso's contract runs up with the Mets, which I think he signed a 1-year deal.
He's going to opt out after this season.
Yeah, he probably will. So yeah, they're definitely probably making room for Vladdy because of this offseason.
Yeah.
after the Garrett Cole incident, I don't think we have a chance of signing Vladdy at all.
Dang.
Dang.
I don't think we should.
Dang.
Wait, why?
We all been right.
Because we need pitching. I mean, we need a pitcher.
Okay, but
Yeah.
that'll be this year. All this will happen next year.
But
Like,
if,
I think
if this is
y'all will
happening
get a
next year
pitcher.
and you're getting Garrett Cole back mid-season, like
Yeah.
I think Vlad will eventually get this deal from someone because that's just how the market is. But
it's interesting
He
to
will.
me that you think 300 million, 11 years is crazy for Kyle Tucker.
he said
I
that
said
was.
that.
You think that's crazy, but then you wouldn't think that 15 years, 600
I think
million
Vlad's
for
better than Kyle
Vladdy
Tucker.
would be.
I don't think by that much though.
I see
No,
what-
wait,
that
time
much.
out.
I see what you're
Here's
saying.
here's what I have to say. If you look at Kyle Tucker's best year versus Vladdy's best year, Vladdy is
Tucker's
light
done it
years
more
better.
consistently. That's a good
Tucker
point.
is a lot more consistent. I mean, Vladdy, he's gone from having let me see, I just pulled up his stats, but he had a 320 average last year, and then
It was 274 the year before.
yeah, the year
I was
before that, he went
Vladdy
from a
guy.
6.2 WAR this year, and then last year he had a 2 WAR. So he's just not consistent. I think as I said, if you compare their best years, Vladdy's better, and then also you have to factor in that Kyle Tucker plays defense and he plays it really
That's a good
well.
point. I actually like that take a lot. I do want to say this too. I have a little more to back this. I think I've talked about this. I feel like I've hinted this every episode. I feel like defense is one of the most overrated stats in all of sports, like defense in baseball. And I was thinking about this earlier. I was thinking like I was talking to Drew about this and stuff. And we were trying to find the stat. We didn't end up looking it up and stuff. But like, let's say Juan Soto gets 24 errors a season, okay? And an average player gets like 12. Usually an error leads to a single. I think the difference is like 12 singles. Like it's like Juan Soto had 12 less singles that season. That's not a big deal to me. That doesn't affect much to me at all. I feel like it's just a very overrated stat. I think it doesn't impact the game as much as people act like it does. I think you can see it. Defense, yes.
Oh, I disagree. Because not only
Aaron
is it
Judge,
the single,
World Series.
not only is it they're getting an extra single, it's you're getting one less out. And there are so many times that unearned runs happen because of errors. It's like, oh, there would have been 3 outs by now, but they just hit a home run, so all these runs score.
That also
Do we not
applies to
remember
hitting
the-
singles too, though. Like I'm saying, I think that Juan Soto having 12 more errors is like if he had 12 less
Not to
singles.
mention that.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that World Series ending?
Yeah,
with the
that was
Yankees?
that was
Aaron
brutal.
Judge.
That was brutal. But I can also give you plenty of times where a player didn't get a hit and it led to them losing the game too. Like you're picking one example and stuff.
Yeah.
In a vacuum. But yeah, I think defense is just. I don't think it impacts. I think it doesn't impact the game as much as people talk about it.
I mean,
You have a guy. You have a
in
guy
my
diving
mind,
in
just
left
from
field.
this is like how I always feel when I'm like watching baseball games and I like see errors, and then you think of everything that happened after that. Like say there was 2 outs and the 3rd out it was an error, and so it didn't count as an out, and then they scored 5 runs.
But that also applies to hitting a single, or that also applies to just getting it out. Then for the entire time, you could be like, if he struck out, we wouldn't have had this run that we had. That I'm just saying that you remember it more because you're so used to seeing players field well, so it stands out and it's grosser, and I think that's why people overrate it and stuff. I think analytically speaking, I don't think it impacts the game as much as people.
I think defense is important, just the same as hitting, because if someone dives their ball in left field, that's not turning into a 1 base hit. That's turning into a multiple base hit, depending on
I
who
agree.
you got.
And I think
An out is just 1 out.
I mean-
that can lead to a scoring position, change of the game.
The argument
bat,
is
gone.
defense. You don't think defense is important?
I mean, I think that at the MLB level, they're like obviously when you're young, like a kid who can catch a pop fly, put him out there before had to
The Yankees literally lost a World Series game based off of defense because of defense.
We're so sorry.
But again,
Lost an entire World
again,
Series game.
the amount of times that a game was lost because of defense versus the amount of times that a game was lost because a player hit a home run. Like that, it happens so much more. Hitting impacts the game so much more than defense does. How many times was it like, because you don't think about it, and so it becomes subconscious, but how many times did Aaron Judge hit a double, and then you went on to go on a run, and it's like if Aaron Judge struck out, the inning would have been over. That happens so much more than errors. Like than an error
Because
that leads
there's
to a run.
more opportunities for hitters to be able to do more.
There's plenty of
than-
opportunities for errors.
Than
but also there's
Every-
so
every
many
game-
there's also
every
so many
out
times where
has
it's
the
like
opportunity for an error.
pitching like there's a chance that defense doesn't have to play at all because pitching just strikes everyone out.
There are more ground outs or fielding outs than there are hits in a game. So there are more opportunities to have an error than there are. Yeah. There's more pop outs and ground outs, I would say, than hits in a typical MLB.
So what would you think would have a bigger reaction from fans? A hit or an error in the field?
This perfectly proves my point. I think that there being more, an error is so gross and it stands out and gives such a gross reaction, and that's why it's overrated. I think there's a personal element to it that separates yourself from the analytical value it brings.
I mean, I'm not saying that like defense is more important than how well a player can hit, but I think both are very important and both are huge factors.
Yeah.
Like I think we're talking like 0.1 WAR. I think difference between Juan Soto and like a Golden Glove winner. I think is what I'm saying. Like I think every 10 games he might impact the game every 10 games.
I mean, I think it just depends because I don't want to like harp on this for too much.
Yeah, we can move on.
But I mean, basically just, say like if you saved 3 runs because of this like crazy good play that you made, that's the same of hitting a 3-run home run.
What? No. We don't have to stay on this. I'll bring some numbers.
We'll
I'll
bring
some
this up
numbers.
later. Okay, anyways, what's our next point,
whatever.
Maura?
I want this to be a speech in a few weeks, though. I'm going to get some
Next
research.
up, we have our predictions. Who's taking home the hardware this year? First up, we have MVP.
I don't know. Let me
We'll go in
I've-
National League.
Yeah. Okay. National League first.
Yeah.
I haven't really thought about it yet. Let
Do
me
you
think.
what do you have?
Oh, I just have like overall. I didn't do National League.
Oh.
American League. I'll redo it.
Are we doing? Oh,
wait.
sorry.
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to talk
I
about
thought we were doing
Ohtani?
American League first.
Should I do it now? In our script, we have one part that says whatever Kaden has to say. It's about Ohtani.
Oh.
Are we going to get to that, or should I just do my Ohtani thing now?
You can talk about Ohtani now.
Talk
right,
about
word.
him. Rip it and wheel it.
Okay, yeah. So everyone has the same.
No, actually, no. Here, I got it.
Oh, I'm
Can I borrow your marker? Mine's dead.
Oh, tall.
No, because I'm thinking.
Wait, Riley, help me out here. Okay, I was right.
Perfect.
Someone has to go, though.
Okay. Well,
I'll explain.
Nah.
I have Ohtani. I feel like this, is a very clear choice. He won NL MVP last year, and he was not pitching.
Yep.
This year, he is going to be pitching, and he is going to be hitting. So I think he's going to win again. I know some people's argument is like, oh, well, they don't like to give, MVPs to players back-to-back. But it has happened before, and if anyone deserves to get MVPs back-to-back, or I don't even know, back-to-back-to-back-to-back-to-back, it's Ohtani, because he is a once-in-a-lifetime player, and he deserves to be set apart from every
Honestly,
other MVP.
I want to see how many he can finish with. Ew, we're going NL.
Yeah.
National League, that's...
It's next year he's leaving.
Toronto's not even in America.
Oh, Jesus.
What are you talking about?
I was thinking of the wrong league.
Okay.
Ah.
That was a Maura callback. Yeah.
That was bad.
No,
okay.
I already held it up, but yeah, I'm going Ohtani too. Boring answer, I know, but it's just obvious. I mean,
That knocked your mark.
I mean, the only person who's been able to beat Ohtani so far is Acuna, and Acuna's going to be coming back from injury, and it's just going to be hard for him to build up that fast to produce at an MVP level. And so Ohtani, like Katie said, won it while only hitting last year. He's going to be adding his pitching to his game once again this season. So it's just really a clear cut. Unless he just absolutely sucks it up, bats .250 with a 4 ERA, that might still win him anyways.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, literally.
But if he just really,
honestly, yeah.
if he tears his ACL, gets Tommy John again out for the season, that'll be the only reason he doesn't win.
He's injury or MVP. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've also got Ohtani just because until they can prove it that someone can stop him, then I'll say he won't win it. Right now, at this point, it feels like no one can stop him when it comes to voting, and he's just the overall, I think, the best player in the league right now, probably the greatest of our generation. So until someone can prove to me that you can stop him in winning MVP, then I'll change my mind.
Instead of just relaying what y'all are saying, I have another thing I want to say about Ohtani. Yeah, no, this isn't what I'm actually putting. I just wanted to write it to see y'all's faces and stuff. Yeah. No, okay, this is why I have this written on my board. I wrote down Mike Trout. This is why I have this written on my board. Because I thought I wanted to talk about Ohtani today. I had a speech, and I have a speech. My computer's not with me, okay? And I'm going to do that now because I thought we're all going to say Ohtani. I'm going to go ahead and give my little speech here, okay? So can y'all?
Yes, we will.
Thank you, okay? So Barry Bonds said Ohtani shouldn't pitch. Did y'all see that? Isn't that a weird sentence?
Barry Bonds never speaks.
Barry Bonds never speaks. Barry Bonds, hopeful Hall of Famer Barry Bonds says that Shohei Ohtani should not pitch. They'll get him in there for sure. They'll bend the rules. They'll change the rules.
That's just like he's been voted.
It's
so
been
long
10
now.
years.
Yeah, but they've
it is 10 years.
many times. They used to keep never mind, whatever. I have things to say, okay? Can we please stay on topic?
Yes. Okay. We'll all put bubbles in our mouths.
No. I need y'all gotta interact, of course. But,
okay, sorry.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, come on. Have you ever been on a baseball talk show before?
No, actually, no. This is my first show, guy.
Okay. Barry Bonds said he shouldn't pitch, and I remember y'all said that too in those past postseason. That Shohei Ohtani should not pitch next season. Okay, and I disagreed with that, and I want to talk about that more now. I think that analytically speaking, or from like a team building perspective, I kind of see that point, and it's really hard to do both. I just kind of want to check in because I'm kind of confused by the mystique and legacy of Shohei Ohtani. Because I feel like I have a lot of conversations with baseball fans that revolve somewhere around Ohtani's the greatest since Babe Ruth. He's incredible. He pitches and hits, and that's what makes him so special. And no one else can do it, but he can. And then I'm like, wow, he should be a two-way player. And it's like, no. No one can do that. That's too hard. He's going to get hurt. He shouldn't do that. I'm like, it sounds like he can't do it then. It sounds like he's talented enough to be an elite pitcher and elite hitter, but because it's hard to play 162 games as a hitter and also pitch too, or whatever. I guess he takes so many games off when he's pitching and stuff. Because of that, I feel like then he's Mike Trout. If he doesn't pitch, then he's just another incredible 300 hitter, 40 home run player. He's just another Mike Trout. He's 2020's Mike Trout.
That doesn't play defense.
Yeah,
I would love. Oh no, you keep going.
Yeah. So all I want to say is just like Ohtani has to pitch in order to be special. And all I'm saying, and this is my biggest thing about why I will always say that Shohei Ohtani should pitch. And I know he is pitching. I know this isn't a big debate, but this is going to be a thing for a long time. Should he be pitching? Should he not be pitching? It's because as a more casual baseball fan, I don't really care if the league has more or less Mike Trouts in it and stuff. I don't go, man, I got to turn on this June regular season game because Mike Trout is batting. I never do that. But if Ohtani pitches and hits, I feel an obligation as a human being to be a part of this memorable elements of history. Like I feel like my grandkids will someday say, what was it like watching Ohtani? I want to be able to give them an answer. So I think I will always say Ohtani should pitch and hit because it's so special and it's so amazing and it brings everyone in. That's all. So yeah, Mike Trout's my MVP for the NL. That's what I'm trying to say.
For the NL.
Yeah, NL. No, it's Ohtani. Obviously, it's Shohei Ohtani. Yeah.
Right, but do you realize that Mike Trout is in the AL?
Yes, and he's also not going to win the MVP.
Okay.
Yeah, like
Just wanted to make just wanted to be
glad
clear.
you're aware.
Okay.
he's an angel, just like Ohtani.
I mean, I have Ohtani too, but I mean, everyone already talked about Ohtani, so I'm not saying anything.
Okay, so
Phew.
should we move on to?
Well, should we say what he was talking like add on to what we were
Oh, I can add.
Yeah.
So I
I
think
we're just supposed to listen to the speech. I don't know.
I think this is very similar to Travis Hunter, except this is if Travis Hunter hit in the NFL.
Yeah.
If Travis Hunter hit in the NFL, I think he should absolutely play both ways. This is like Shohei Ohtani has already hit and already proven he can do it, so why not let him do it?
And that's what makes him a unicorn of a player. That's what makes him generational and so special. And I just think it's so cool for the game of baseball, and it's bringing eyes to baseball that wouldn't have watched baseball before. So I think it's good for the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not even just that he plays two different positions. He's had basically 2 different all-star careers at both positions, which is insane.
He's had
to
2
say.
Hall of Fame careers.
Yeah.
Exactly. 1 in Japan too, so 3.
Yeah, really.
Well, should we move on to
Maura, you're on camera.
AL MVP
AL
now?
MVP.
Why would you do that to me? Next up is the AL.
We're getting.
That was good, Maura.
I want to start this one off.
What's the score? Just
What is
say
it?
73-73 overtime. Texas A&M. Texas. I texted you.
Wait.
Dang.
So,
70
of
who's-
course, Kay's gonna.
Sorry guys, I'm
Right
really
now?
locked.
All right, I'm gonna go
It's
first
tied.
on this one.
Yeah, you go. Go ahead. You got
I
it.
see.
I'll wait for them for a second to regain consciousness.
Can I borrow your marker, please, Riley? Thank you.
Oh, should I go
Okay.
first? Is no one ready?
No, I'm ready.
Okay.
No, I'm ready.
Sorry.
Okay,
sure
so
it was gonna
I'm gonna go first because this is probably gonna be a little bit of a surprise for me. But a few days ago, I was watching YouTube, got a little bit busy at night, and I started watching some highlights of this guy from high school, and then from his minors, and then now into the major leagues.
Minors. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. But I've seen a lot of his tape, and I saw a lot of it, and I was really impressed to where I think that this season he can really pop off. I'm going Bobby Witt Jr. for the AL MVP. I'm going Bobby Witt.
Okay.
I also have Bobby Witt just because if Aaron Judge didn't have that crazy, he didn't even did he have he had a crazy season.
He had a good season.
He did. But
60 home runs.
unless he recreates that, Bobby Witt would have won last year and should win this year if that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I had Bobby Witt Jr. as one of my choices, but I ended up going with Gunnar Henderson. I feel like he's a very similar player to Bobby Witt Jr.
I
Both
do-
came
I
up
do
around the
correlate
same
with them.
time.
I do
Yeah,
correlate.
I put them together. And I have, well, we'll get to that, but I have the Orioles winning the AL East. So,
I picked them
Okay.
to win the AL, and y'all were like, "Shut up, Kaden." Now you're trying to be the Orioles.
Bandwagon. She's talking
well,
about
with
bandwagon.
recent events,
I'm just saying.
I still don't think they'll win the
the
division.
Yankees
I'm just
started
saying.
to be bad.
I'm just
But
saying.
we're
not bad.
No, I'm not. I'm happy you're here. I'm just saying I'm the Orioles guy. That's my dibs. Yeah.
I mean, I thought we had the same thought, so am I not the Orioles?
We are. No, that's
person
true.
too,
That's
you
true.
know?
Well, yeah, we are twins. All right, that was actually a joke, but if you think it's serious, maybe it is real. Wow, that's crazy. I'm gonna be so quick. I feel like I'm gonna flip Drew here because I'm sure Drew's gonna have a more educated statement here because he's closer to the player. But yeah, I think Aaron Judge is a better baseball player than Bobby Witt. So, yeah.
I agree with that, but I don't know. For some reason, I'm just feeling like he's not going to have that good of a year.
I feel like he's gonna have. He won't. I don't know if he'll hit 60 home runs. I think he'll get 50, and he'll be better than Bobby Witt. Yeah.
I kind of feel like he's having a down year. Don't know why.
Just spring training. There's been 0 games.
I
He is-
know.
he is-
It's just my feeling.
Wait, he did get hit in the wrist yesterday or the other day and leave the game.
Oh,
So
55 home runs.
oh.
Less.
Down.
Just less than anyway.
Well, I'm sticking with my guy, my captain, Aaron Judge.
boo.
And
Boo!
Corny. Corny.
God, Drew. Oh,
I know.
Playoff dropper.
Yup, my
yeah,
fault.
he's terrible. This is such a stupid take.
But every year in the postseason, I think I've cracked the code. Every year in the postseason, he sucks. He gets pissed off in the regular season. He's like, I messed up.
He's all nervous, and then he's like, the lights are too bright.
No, but he's mad because he's like, I messed up the playoffs, so I'm gonna kill the regular season. And then
Only the regular season.
He forgets what he did.
Once he gets back to postseason,
in the playoffs last year.
Okay.
So
It's a cycle that's never ending.
Over under.
Literally, it's just Aaron Judge with the Cowboys fan cycle. That's literally what it is.
Over under July 16th, when Drew's like, you know what? He's going to kill it in October this year. Aaron Judge. This season is different. He's going to have a great playoff run this year.
I say under.
Before July 16th?
Yeah, I'm gonna back my guy earlier.
No, okay, already? Is it now? Is it today?
Yeah.
Oh my
I'm
God.
backing my guy.
He's not a playoff joker? He's going to, all right, whatever. Word.
Over.
He just said today. You just.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you ranked right.
You already didn't hit.
Did we just all go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going.
All right, next up we have Rookie of the Year.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
Where did I get that from?
Well, it
was
was
in
on
the
the script,
script.
but remember, then I took it out and I told you I changed it.
Oh,
Sorry.
We get
am I
canceled.
on
You know
carry
what?
on
Say
or
what we
are we on the next?
Yeah, well, we are talking about our divisional winners.
When our show
next.
gets canceled.
Oh, shoot. I got to look up the
All right.
divisions.
Okay.
I'm not
I got
on
it.
my phone. I'm
All
doing
right, I got
research.
AL.
Oh, I have all 6.
Okay. I'll just start with AL the first then.
I don't know why I will.
So my AL
Wait,
is.
no, I'm going. Yeah, AL.
Yeah. So my AL, probably the only one that's probably the most normal is the Central being the Guardians. I think the Guardians are going to repeat their success they had last year in that division.
Do my research.
I think they will. However, in the West and the East.
Guardians.
Yeah, so the Guardians.
But I feel like,
Didn't
you
you
think
back
that's the most
Yankees
normal?
All in the offseason?
So the Yankees are in the AL East.
You flipper?
Yeah,
Flip-flopper?
Yankees are not.
I think the Guardians will repeat their success. I mean, it's the AL Central.
Oh,
There's not
Guardians.
much there other than the
That was
Royals
really
and the
stupid.
Tigers.
Yeah, whatever.
But yet again, I think the Guardians are just more well of an overall team than the other guys. But the East and the West, I went a little different. I said because the Astros have kind of started peeling off. I've got the Mariners winning the AL
I feel like
West.
the Mariners are not the next people
I'm
up
go-
in the
I'm
AL
gonna
West,
stick-
but like, go for it.
I'm gonna stick with them. I've been saying praises about them. I really wish they would have gotten Bregman, but I'll stick with the Mariners. I think they have a good team and they can pull it off if they want to. With the East, I'm going the Red Sox. I will pick the Red Sox having a triumphant return and taking the AL East.
What?
These are the Red Sox?
Yep.
What is your board?
Yep. Riley, come on. Do it.
I don't
Do it,
know
Riley.
what the problem is. So
The rain.
for the AL East, I got the Yankees, Central Royals, West Rangers. Wild card, I got the Red Sox, Tigers, and then it's going to be a 3-way tie because the AL is so trash that honestly anyone, you know what, I could put a 4-way tie. I'll add the Astros.
Thank you.
Blue
That's
Jays,
crazy to me that you think the Mariners are going to be ahead of the
Blue Jays, Guardians, Mariners, Astros, all 4-way tie because the AL is so trash that anyone's going to be able, can make the playoffs, honestly. But yeah, I'm very high on the Royals. I think they'll either repeat or go above what they did last season with Bobby Witt winning MVP.
Mets.
And then I don't know. I just really am feeling the Rangers for the West. And
Well,
then Yankees.
I don't feel that way.
Of course you
I'm so high on the
I
Astros.
feel that way.
can't wait for them to finish third in their
I have the Astros winning the West because I'm hopeful. And, you know, they got Christian Walker. I know they lost a lot of people, but they got Christian Walker, and he was actually ranked the 3rd most underrated player in baseball. So watch out, guys. I think Christian
He might
Walker.
be underranked for a reason.
No, underrated. Like,
Yeah, he might be underrated for a reason.
no, that means that he's like better
So
than.
that means you
people
don't think he's underrated.
Yeah, so
that was,
that-
yeah.
I don't think he's underrated. He's just mid.
No, I think he's underrated, and I think he's going to be great. He's been good in spring training so far. We still have Alvarez. We still have Altuve. We still have a lot of good players, and so I am hopeful for the Astros. Anyways, for the AL East, I have the Orioles winning. I think just in recent weeks, Yankees have lost a lot of people. It's going downhill for them. It's not looking good. And the Orioles, they have a lot of young talent, though. Obviously, they did not have the offseason that we wished, but they still have Gunnar Henderson, who performed really well last season, as well as some other young stars that did not perform as well, but we know that they're very talented, and so I expect them to perform a lot better. And then for the AL Central, I really don't know if it's going to be the Royals, Guardians, or Tigers, but something is telling me the Royals, so I chose the Royals.
Royals
And-
look good.
Yeah.
Last season.
Yeah.
So do the
And
Guardians
then
and Tigers. So never mind.
wild card, I have Yankees, Rangers, and Red Sox.
I didn't write wild card, my bad, guys. But division winners. Division winners. So first I have the Yankees. The Yankees are plus 135 right now, which I know y'all don't know lines, but the Braves have better odds to win their division and the Astros than the Yankees right now. I think that's a pretty good bet to place. I'd put some money on the Yankees right now. I mean, I think I'd bet on the Yankees to win the division over the Astros for sure. And I think you wouldn't. You think so?
No, sorry.
Oh, my bad.
Well,
All
I
right.
mean, I obviously wouldn't. You just saw what I chose.
I also have the Guardians. I think the Guardians are really boring, and that leads to them being underrated.
Yes.
So I'm totally losing to an overtime basketball game and stuff right now, but I should be. We should just play this game for the rest of the show. Guardians are boring, and that makes them underrated. And those are usually the best. The best things to bet on are usually the ugliest, most boring things.
whole AL
Angel Reese overs usually hit because no one ever takes those overs. They're boring and they're lame. And the Guardians kind of remind me of that. I have the Mariners because I just want to see Katie's face, but she was distracted, so it's fine.
I like the Mariners.
I got the Braves at plus 110. I wouldn't place that bet. That's a little too close. But I got that's basically 50-50 is what they're saying. I got the Braves, of course, and then the Cubs. We all talked about the Cubs already. Dodgers minus 450. That's insane. But yeah, I mean 50-50 is, I don't got to explain betting right now. But yeah, that's all I have. Wild card, I think the Mets for sure. I think the Phillies for sure. Probably the Brewers too.
You just went off my board.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
What a great segue.
Okay, yeah. So we all did AL, right? Onto the NL.
I did
So I have Braves in the East, Cubs in the Central, Dodgers in the West, and then wild card Phillies, Mets, Brewers. It's just it's so crazy what a gauntlet the NL East is because I just put the Braves, Mets, and Phillies because I fully believe that they're all making it into the playoffs, which they did last season.
Some of the Mets are.
they did last season. So I'm honestly torn on wanting the Braves to win the East because whoever gets the bye has not had the best of luck in the playoffs the last 3-4 years. So I wouldn't be mad if the Phillies won it. I think it will definitely come between the Braves and the Phillies. The Mets, third place all day. Mets are third place all day.
You wouldn't be mad if the Phillies won the division?
No, because I just said that whoever wins the division gets the bye has lost out in the first round for the past 3 years.
It's like on college.
We did it 2 years in a row. Phillies did it last season.
I don't even care. I don't want the Phillies ever to win.
So it's going to be between the Braves and the Phillies. Mets third place. Dodgers obvious. I've already talked about how high I am on the Cubs, but the Brewers are. I still do think the Brewers are good. There's a definite chance that they can win the division, but it's going to be Cubs Brewers in that flip flops situation.
I would like to go next because mine is actually the exact same as Riley's.
Boo.
Yeah, I know. Very boring, but I mean, I'm
so
very,
sure.
That's so lame.
I know it's so lame, but I mean, I have nothing to If someone has
Can I
the
write
same
down
thing
yours?
as me, I'm not just going to repeat the exact same thing in the exact same facts. I've been high on the
Where
Cubs.
is your written down that you had the exact same thing before she won?
I had
Yeah,
it in
this is ridiculous.
Because I heard you, I saw you go, and then redraw the arrow 3 different times.
No, I went. No, because I'll talk about the arrow real quick.
First you drew the arrow like this.
No, I drew the arrow like this.
This is ours.
I drew the arrow like this, realizing, it's going to point this way at
They
Riley.
can't see that.
But it pointed this way at Katie. So
You could have just flipped it. The arrow can go either way.
Thank you for watching the
Think
final
about
episode
that.
of Touching All Bases.
Can I talk about why I have my picks
Yeah,
where
go-
they are?
They're not your picks, but go ahead.
You might not need to talk. That might be enough for
I mean,
you.
I've been big on the Cubs the whole time. Kyle Tucker, we have them coming up great. We have.
Okay.
I'm not super big on the Brewers, but I mean, I don't really see another runner-up in that other option. And then I have the Braves as well because they aren't building like a super team,
I
but
thought
they
you
have
had
like their
the
players. They have
overseas.
Schwellenbach, they have Acuna still.
What was it?
They have all their lineup still. So yeah.
Okay,
I
well,
was rudely interrupted by Katie.
I just couldn't. That's why I was laughing the whole time because I was they were over here talking about something. And
I messed up an arrow.
Okay, it was really funny, but you messed it up 3 times and it wasn't even messed up. Okay. But anyways, that's just in the same way that I chose the AL West for the Astros. For the NL East, I chose my other favorite team, the Mets.
See, that's just so
That's-
dumb.
See, that's just ignorant.
So dumb.
No, I love the Mets, and we've been over this. Everyone here chose the Braves to win. Oh wait, you chose
Because they're the best.
Never
could've
mind.
gone Philly.
But I've decided that everyone here hates the Mets, so I have to love the Mets, and I think that they are winning the NL East. My reasoning? I don't know. But it's just because.
That's it right there. That's it right there.
Anyways, NL Central, I have the Cubs. I mean, I've said this, the Cubs are basically my favorite team now because, like, half of the Astros players have gone to the Cubs. And also, I just think, they've obviously had a lot of good pickups this offseason, and I could see them, winning the NL Central and making it very far in the playoffs. And then NL West, obviously, I have the Dodgers because who does not? And then wild cards, I have the Phillies, the Braves, and the Diamondbacks.
Okay, so I did the NL this time. I have, of course, the Braves, the Cubs, and the Dodgers. It just makes sense. Cubs probably only changed from last season. Okay.
I didn't.
No, 4 seconds left. Texas just scored with 4 seconds left to tie it up.
Oh,
We're
it's
going to
double overtime.
Or Katie.
No!
Or Katie.
I have
Anyway.
$7 on this game.
Wow, that's rough.
You're not supposed to endorse gambling on this show, Maura. Okay.
Fake money.
That's great. Oh, but my wild
Not like Kaden's done it 5 times.
Here, guys, we
joking.
are over our limit, so if we could just let.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, but my wild card teams are as
Stay on
followed.
topic.
I got the Yankees still making it. I got the Orioles, and I got the Royals returning. I got the Tigers getting knocked out this time. And then I got the Phillies, the Brewers, and the Mets for the NL. So
This time.
Solid. Well,
All right, and thank you for joining us for our last ever episode. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully. Anyway,
Before spring break. That's what she meant. Last episode before
fingers
spring break.
crossed. Anyway, thank you. I'm just kidding. Thank you to my amazing panel and everyone in the studio, and we'll catch you next time on Touching All Bases.